Hello, everyone. Welcome to Bonfire Conversations. Sorry, we had a little bit of a delay. But, anyways, let's begin. So, today's show, I'm going to open with a couple of interesting pieces of info. Starting with scientists claim that on Mercury, there is a 9-mile layer of diamonds. So, we are talking about a 14-kilometer layer filled with diamonds. That's massive. But, anyways, the scientists have also said that it's a little difficult to drill down to this stash of diamonds. The reason being, this layer is somehow about 400 kilometers below the surface of Mercury, and considering the close proximity of the planet to the sun, it is also almost impossible to mine these diamonds. Now, if you ask me, there were a lot of things impossible considered 100 years ago, but today those things are reality. So I'm sure we will find a way to get to the stash of the diamonds. The reason for me being this sure is number one, the way AI is going, and number two, most important, human greed. If you combine these two elements, I'm sure they will find a workaround to get access to this layer of diamonds. Now, presently, obviously, diamonds are very short in supply that way compared to other things, and difficult to mine as well. So that is what makes them unique and quite expensive as well. So if one were to just imagine a situation where we are indeed able to get access to these diamonds on Mercury, I think market will be flooded with diamonds. There will be just too much supply of it, and you never know. These diamonds might just be sold just like vegetables. So I think somewhere it will take that uniqueness out of diamonds. Anyways, that is something for distant future. By the time they get access to these diamonds, I think none of us will be around. So now I'm realizing it's a little futile to discuss about this. So let me quickly jump to the next piece of info that I want to discuss. Now, the Italian, luxury brand Dolce& and Gabbana, they have launched a new fragrance. Now, the specialty is this is not meant for human beings. This is meant for dogs. They have named this perfume Fefe. This is named after the loyal dog Fefe, belonging to one of the co-owners of this brand, Mr. Domenico Dolce. And what they have done is they have put a 24-carat gold-plated paw on the bottle. This, I think, is marketing genius. Now, I love dogs, but I think dogs really don't give a shit about stuff like this. But the dog owners, definitely. So I'm sure there will be takers for this product. There is no doubt about it. And if you go further in the article, they have actually taken some views from actual vets. One of the vets has said that this perfume is not recommended. The reason being, this perfume might just mess with the dog's sense of smell. Sense of smell is how dogs relate to things, people, etc. So it might just happen to mess with that. Now, just imagine your own dog forgets you. That will be a nightmare. And as I skimmed through this article further, I got to know that there is a lot of designer merchandise for dogs. I was really surprised with this. There is a British designer which has created a product known as a dog poop bag holder, which is priced at 135 pounds. There is also a Prada jacket costing 600 pounds. And last but not the least, there is a Versace bed priced at a whopping 915 pounds. Whew, this is quite amazing. And the moment I felt that capitalism has hit its peak, we have the perfume coming in. Anyway, so we have a guest waiting in the studio. So the guest for tonight also loves dogs. I would say that she is quite a lively and bubbly character. If sleeping were an Olympic sport, I think the only question is who would get the silver and bronze, because I think our guest for tonight would take the gold hands down. Of course, things might have changed on that front, but we will have to check this from her. So without any further ado, let's bring up on stage, give it up for Barkha Verma. Hey
Hello.
Barkha,
Hi.
welcome to the show.
Thank you. Thank you for having me on the show. This is something I've never done before. So Thank you to you, Somi, that I'm ticking off one thing on my list. Oh wow, I'm live.
Fantastic. Now, Varkha, first things first, this is not coffee with Karan, so I don't
Yeah.
have any numbers or anything for you. But now I will try to give you some decent welcome. Here it goes.
Thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you. Thank you for the
Most
welcome.
welcome. Now, friends, let me tell you, getting Barkha on the show, not a piece of cake. I'll tell you the sequence of events. First, I had to place a request with the German embassy in India. Then they forwarded the request to the Indian embassy in Germany. And then they reached out to Barkha in Berlin. So that is how the wheel was set in motion. So it's a very elaborate process. I'm just glad that she's on the show. Great. Now, Barkha,
Wow.
uh, there'll be more of this. So get used to this. Right.
Yeah.
Now, friends, actually, we had one other friend of ours who was supposed to be on the show, but due to some reason she couldn't make it. Now, Barkha, the reason I'm bringing up this up is because apparently after our friend landed in the US,
Mm-hmm.
people are now starting to have hearing problems. Okay. See, obvious reasons, the decibel levels are through the roof. Apparently, people's eardrums are going for a toss. I think the US embassy should have checked their vocal cords before issuing the visa.
Yeah, I
Anyway,
agree with
so
that.
let's. Yeah, obviously, we have both experienced that, right? So anyway, should we get this show on the road?
Yes, let's start.
Great. So friends, just like past couple of episodes, we have fragmented this discussion. So let's jump into the first segment. We are calling the first segment Bonjour Paris. Now,
Bonjour.
my French pronunciation is all over the place, so excusez-moi. Probably that's not right either.
No, I think
Anyway,
as long as you say it, it's fine. Everybody has a different pronunciation of bonjour.
I mean, somehow French pronunciations, I find it very difficult to, get it.
Yeah.
Anyway, so Barkha, you completed your graduation from Bangalore itself. And I think after that, you had a corporate stint in a multinational company, say for about 2 years, right?
Yeah.
And after that, you went for your MBA.
Yes.
So was MBA always part of the plan, especially getting it from a foreign university, or this is something which came to you much later? So was it always the plan?
Studying and moving abroad was always the plan, but MBA was not part of the plan. So it's a funny story how I ended up doing an MBA. Like after I worked for 2 years at EY, and I was applying for different masters because I wanted to get out of transfer pricing and do like something else, other specialization. So I was looking at marketing and management related or marketing kind of courses. And yeah, so I got offers from different universities, but then this one university which really piqued my interest. It was like a course I'd not seen earlier. It's basically it's the university I did my MBA from. So they're based in different countries in Europe. So basically, the
Okay.
program is where you get to do one semester in a different country. Each semester in a different country. So and it's not like an option. So like the course is designed that way. So each semester you move depending on the length of your course, and that was really interesting for me. So I got an offer from this, and I signed up for this MSc. But then before I could reply, they said you're also eligible for MBA, because I thought to do an MBA I need to have a longer experience, like at least
Okay.
5 years minimum. But I only worked for 2 years. So they said, yeah, we're also taking, I mean, they're like, yeah, we want you to come. So I was like, yeah, why not? And master's showed me, now I'm going to do MBA. So that's how I ended up doing an MBA. But it was a fun
Okay.
experience.
So let me understand this. Your objective was going abroad. So whatever course fit that objective, you
Yeah.
decided to go ahead with that. Wow, man, fantastic plan. Like seriously. So initially, your thought was to get into some course related to some marketing or something like that.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah,
And
I mean,
then
it's
when you
not.
are,
Sorry. No, I was saying it's not like whichever course and going abroad. I knew what I wanted
that
to
was on a
study.
lighter note. That was on a lighter note,
Yeah, but okay, it should
right?
not sound like somebody gave me an offer and I just ran away to that.
Yeah.
No, no, no.
Thanks for
I was.
clarifying.
Yeah,
I
yeah,
don't
yeah. No,
think.
I researched a bit and I was on the path to, specialize masters. But then I didn't know MBA was
Hmm.
possible for my level of experience. But then since I got it, I was like,
Hmm.
yeah, why not? So yeah, it happened.
No, you are definitely planned. There's no doubt about it. I really hope I was that serious about my
No,
education. I don't know
oh,
whether you know this, but I have done science for 2 years after 10th standard.
really? And then
Yeah,
and then after science,
zero
you got into
planning.
commerce.
Yeah, zero planning in life. That's what I'm saying. So you are much better planned.
I would say, yeah, maybe slightly better than you, but I could have done it even better. But anyway, it turned
Hmm.
out to be a nice experience. You can always do better, right? So
But much better than me. Trust me on that. I know
yeah, at least I
where I
didn't
stood.
take science and be like, oh no, I don't want to do this now. I'm going to switch.
Exactly my reaction. Oh no, where have I landed? That was my reaction. But yeah, so it's good. I mean, you're very focused that you want to go abroad, get a different experience, right? And you wanted to pursue a master's, maybe in marketing or a allied field. And then when you are browsing through, and then when you're researching, and probably having a dialogue with the university itself, that time you got to know that MBA is also possible. So
Yeah,
I think that's the best case scenario, right?
exactly. Yeah,
But
because
I'm
I
sure
heard
that 2 years corporate stint did help you with your application.
you said did help me or didn't help me.
Did.
Did.
It's a positive.
Yeah, yeah. Yeah, definitely. I mean, because MBA is also kind of like, it's more so there's very interesting things that happen during the MBA, but majorly like working in a team and just that corporate environment. So
Hmm.
business school is like that as well. So like the whole
Hmm.
professionalism and all of those things and like working with different people and you have assignments similar to like we have work, you have deadlines and commitments and things like that. So yeah, I think it did help me quite a bit.
Hmm.
Yeah.
Okay. And I'm sure having a MNC on your resume, that would have definitely, pushed your resume in the right
Yeah.
pipeline.
Yeah,
Hmm.
exactly. I think the name itself, especially like even after the masters, the job perspectives, then if they see this MNC, and if you're looking into a similar field, then yeah, that helped a lot actually.
Hmm. Hmm. Okay. 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 So now, okay, let's get to the situation where your application has been accepted,
Yeah.
right? So what was going through your mind? I mean, this is what you wanted to do. It turned out to be much better. You got into MBA, right? So you already have an offer from a foreign university. So tell me, what was going through your mind now? Obviously excited, no doubt.
When
Apart from that,
yeah, excited when I heard that okay, I can do an MBA, I was really excited. So that was the first reaction. But after that, I was like, I knew it's going to be more intense than the masters that
hmm,
I was choosing because there's a difference between business school and also
hmm,
unlike usual MBAs which are like 2 years, this was a small one. This was like a 1 year, 10 month program. So it's
okay,
quite intensive. Like it's really everything crammed into these 10 months. So like you don't really have a lot of free time, and you. So I was because they'd given us a schedule and everything in advance. So I was really like different mixed feelings in my head. I'm like,
hmm,
okay, 2 years because going to study after 2 years of working, it's not a long time, but still, like going
hmm,
back to education. In the beginning, I always felt like, okay, I'm not really able to, the whole day focus. It's a different kind of focus that you require, not like working. So
hmm,
yeah, that was also there. But
hmm,
but before going, what I was saying was yeah, mixed emotions, excitement, going away from home,
hmm,
looking forward to different experiences. But also, yeah, of course, I was
hmm,
afraid going all alone by myself. What if I don't make it in this foreign land?
hmm.
So yeah,
So you
quite.
basically, obviously, you had some apprehensions, before reaching there. So I think
Yeah,
one major change for you would be going away from home. I think this was probably the first time that you stayed
exactly.
away from home for a longer duration, right?
Yeah.
And see, for me, switching cities itself was a big deal. For you, it was switching countries, so I can't even imagine. So, did you do
Yeah.
any prior preparation? Maybe you
Hmm.
can take us through that. What kind of prior preparation did you do for this? Maybe, getting mentally prepared, getting prepared in other ways, like food, stay, things like that.
Yeah, I
What
think.
kind of pre-preparations did you look at?
Hmm. So I knew that because it was going to be a two-country program, right? So I knew, like, my
Hmm.
goal was that I'm going to probably stay in Paris. That's where I wanted to kind of settle down, and it's
Okay.
Europe, so you need the language, right? So one thing that I did, which was specific to
Hmm.
this, was because I was going to live in Paris, I started taking French course already. So like 1.5 to 2 months
Hmm.
of French in India, in Bangalore already, and I was like, the first few weeks are like, oh my god, that kind of made me like, oh no, how am I going to survive? Because the day I entered the classroom, this teacher is all like, she's only speaking French. There is no English, and I entered late as
Hmm.
usual. I entered
Hmm.
5 minutes late,
Okay,
and
we'll
she,
come to that part. First, if you don't mind, first I want to
yeah,
focus on the pre-preparations. So one is you started learning French. That
yeah.
is one. I'm definitely going to come back to college experience. Sorry to cut you short there.
No, this was
So
not
one is you
college
started.
experience. This was my French class experience.
Oh, so was it Alliance Francaise by any chance?
Yeah, yeah, yeah. Exactly. This is
Because
what
that is
I'm
the only
saying.
institute I know in Bangalore. That is the
So
only. We
I
have a
didn't
couple
reach
of
Paris
comments.
still.
Okay, so Barkha, we have a couple of comments coming in from our viewers. So let
Okay.
you just finish, your pre-preparation, and then maybe we will get to those comments. Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
So you were in
So
Alliance Francaise learning French. Hmm.
yeah, learning French. That was what I did. Other than that, I was also watching a lot of like these YouTubers videos of what you should expect
Hmm.
and things to pack and things to take with you, like initially,
Hmm.
and also like a list of. I made a list of things that I would need. Like also food. I was carrying. Beginning a few weeks, I was carrying Indian food with me as well. So like because
Hmm.
initially you do not know, you take time to figure out things. So that was one of the thing. Shop like clothing because it was going to be winter, so you have to be prepared for the weather.
Hmm. True.
Yeah, I think that was.
How did you mentally prepare yourself?
Yeah, I'm trying to think what did I do to mentally prepare myself.
Or the
I don't
excitement
know.
just took care of it?
Yeah, it took care of it, and I think because I was excited to really go get out of India and like live this life, I don't think at that time I really thought I need much of mental preparation. But
Hmm.
maybe like spend as much time home and with my friends and like things like that because I
Hmm.
knew I'm going to
True.
go. Yeah, so I think that's
Hmm.
all. But I don't think I did
See, if you
specifically any meditation.
mental preparation. So if you come to think of it, your brain is already on cloud nine. You're going to Paris. I mean, what other mental preparation do you need? Yeah, I mean, few adjustments are required, no doubt about it. But yeah, I think that might be the major reason, right?
Yes, definitely.
So there is one comment I think we will take up once we start discussing your college life. But there's one other comment I just display on the screen. It's Mr. Senior Manager, and
Hi,
this is from
Deepak.
Stranger 1 2 3 4. This is Stranger 1 2 3 4. So I have no clue who this person is. We have a lot of people
I I
who are
have I have.
suspects for this. You know who this is?
Yeah, yeah. I just said hi, Deepak.
Oh my god. Now we are going
Did
to
you
have a
forget?
blast. No, it is Stranger 1 2 3 4.
Yes,
So I had no clue. No, see
stranger one
this
two three
tagline of
four.
Mr. Senior Manager. A lot of people know this tagline. Yeah, so it can be anyone.
Okay,
I
but
thought you know this particular
yeah, but
handle,
no, I don't know the handle, but I would think it would come from the person I referred to.
and that person has clarified. It was on your face. I don't know who this is.
What was on
Yeah,
my
yeah, yeah,
head?
that I remember. See, I remember the tagline. Whoever this is, Only thing is we don't know this identity because a lot of people know this tagline of Mr. Senior Manager.
Oh, this was your farewell. Do you remember your farewell party?
Yeah. No,
So
but this
that's
was not on my farewell. This was
no,
not
this
during my
was
farewell. I would like to correct. No,
okay.
Barkha. This was not during my farewell. You remember we had so many discussions after that in the office on this Mr. Senior Manager.
Right, right.
Barkha, you're challenging me in the wrong department.
Yeah, sorry.
You might
Yeah,
have figured it out.
your memory cannot be beaten.
Difficult to beat. I wouldn't go that far. But
I'm just
difficult to
doing
beat.
it like in my comparison.
Okay. See, there is one department where I can boost. Nowhere else. Oh, somebody has said mind palace. So this can be Deepak. Deepak is one who uses this phrase. I think Deepak has
I
given
mean,
away
I
his
think I
identity
know
now.
it's Deepak. This much now,
Yeah,
Swami, you can
it
be
is
sure.
him. Yeah. Now I think we have reached a conclusion. Great. So now let's move on to the next phase. Yeah. So now you landed in Paris.
No,
Yeah. So
I
I think you
landed
said
in
it was
London.
your.
So my first semester was
Oh,
London.
yeah. Hmm.
Yeah.
Okay. But the university is based in Paris.
Yeah, it is a French university, but they have, as I said, they had
Hmm.
campuses all over. So yeah.
Okay. So you said the duration of the course was like what, 1 year and a few months?
Yeah, like 1 year and 3 months, including the last
Hmm.
thesis I did.
Okay. Barkha, sorry. This confirms it.
Yes.
This comment confirms
I
it.
don't know about Swami, but I would like to tell Stranger 1234. I missed you too. I missed those times.
This comment is the final nail in the coffin. Nobody else can get this senti. Anyway, yeah. So sorry, you were saying what is the duration of the course?
1 year, 3 months.
1 year, 3 months. Okay. Yeah. So you landed in London. So how was that experience?
Actually, so I have a family member living not in London, but a bit outskirts of London. So like the beginning few days when my course hadn't yet started, I reached there in advance. So I think 1 or 2 days I was with her, and then she kind of showed me around a little bit. So it was kind of nice. So I think it would be nice to have some help in the first video because when I just landed,
Sure.
so 2 days I was with her, right? But then when she dropped me off to like London itself, where and I'd already found accommodation. Oh, I forgot to mention this in the preparation. I was already looking for places to live, so I found accommodation and everything. And then that was when reality really hit. It was like, okay, I am all by myself. I mean, the first few days I was really freaked out. I was like, what am I doing here all alone? How am I going to do this and all of those things? But then I think end of the week I had because I was sharing the flat with 2-3 other people and they're from my university itself. So then they moved in and then I was like, okay, at least I have people to talk to and you know like so it helps. I think being all alone was really freaky, but then when people just in general they're not friends, but at least you have company at home as well. So that was nice.
So was this accommodation that you found, was it within the campus or this is something which had no relation to the college?
No, actually, my college did not really have accommodation on campus, so it wasn't that kind
So
of
you
a
had to
thing.
find something on your own.
Yeah, you had to find, but I looked up, there were Facebook groups for the university itself where people put up ads, like students who are leaving, everybody's moving
Roommate
after.
wanted. Roommate wanted.
Not roommate, yeah, wanted somebody to fill in my room because they are moving out of.
Yeah.
Exactly. So I think that was one of the things that also helps, like look up Facebook groups and things like that. So that's how I found it. But one of the apprehension I have was because there are a lot, even in India, I think there are a lot of scams because you need to make some amount of some payment in before going there, right?
Okay.
And you don't know if
In
this is
advance
a
needs to
real.
get paid.
Yeah, so you don't know if this is a real place or not. What if you reach there
So
and
that is a universal thing. So that's a
What?
universal thing.
Yeah,
universal.
exactly. So I was really like, I didn't want to pay in advance, but I didn't have a choice. I had to go like after 2 days, 2 days after
And you're
landing.
paying in pounds.
Exactly. I'm like, if this goes, I'm going to live on the streets for a while because London was super expensive as well. So yeah.
True.
Yeah.
Okay, so you found your accommodation, then, and how is it? So do they like announce the date in advance? Do you have like an orientation program, and then the classes begin, or straight away it's down to classes?
Yeah, so I mean, you get your schedule and everything in advance, right? So,
Hmm.
but the
Okay.
first day is orientation where you meet the people, they give you the structure of how the
Hmm.
next 10 months or
Hmm.
at least the semester in that country is going to go. And then, yeah, those things, just basics of the university, they show you around and everything. So, the first day, there's no classes as such, it's really relaxed and like just getting to know the place, people, university, and everything. And then from second day, you start at like 8 a.m.
Hmm.
classes.
Actually, whatever you just mentioned, it reminded me of one scene from Suits, where they take Mike Ross around Harvard University, showing him the entire campus and stuff like that. So, did you have
Yeah.
that kind of a feeling?
Actually, quite. I mean, it's not as big as Harvard, but yeah, I could relate to that.
Hmm.
There was this one person, and everybody had their cards and everything, and they were really showing you this is this is this. So yeah, yeah, you could relate
Oh,
to that.
nice, nice. So, I think there is one comment which I think I can take up at this point. So, this comment comes from Anish. Was it hard to mix in, or were there foreigners that too much made you ease up a bit? So, how difficult or easy was it to mix up with people from other nationalities?
I think in the beginning, yes, I did have some apprehension. Like it's not so easy to get along with foreigners because it's a totally
Hmm.
different culture. And if you
Hmm.
haven't traveled, because like I had never traveled outside of India. This was the
Hmm.
first time ever. So I would
Hmm.
say it definitely did take some time getting used to like, learning their boundaries and basically just how friendships and even acquaintances, right? How it works.
Hmm.
And also this was kind of a professional scenario in the class and everything because it's a business school. So it
Right.
wasn't not like a piece of cake, but there were also Indians in the
Hmm.
university. So I wasn't the only
Of
Indian. So I
course.
think we are everywhere, right? Like like 10% of the class is Indian, which is which is quite a big number
Okay.
because there are not that
Yeah.
many students in itself. So yeah, I think then of course naturally you're more drawn towards having conversations and getting to know the Indians. But for me, the good thing was I was sharing my flat with all foreigners, right? It was people from Italy and I think the other person was from France or something. So that also kind of the beginning phase of how you in the kitchen, for example, them cooking versus me cooking, all of that. So it's a lot. Like some things are culturally shocking,
Hmm.
some things are nice to know, and you sort of then make you get this understanding of how you need to deal with people. It's not like
Hmm. True.
Indians, you meet them immediately and then you're like, oh, you're already so comfortable. So yeah.
Hmm. By the way, people in the chat box are having conversation of their own.
Yeah. Why can't
Yeah.
I see these
No,
conversations? Oh wait.
you can.
Okay, I can.
Mushi Mushi Yamamoto-san and Anisha has replied Japanese mein hello. So full ZNMD happening in the comment section. Fantastic. Then we have sorry Arjun ki t-shirt पहन के. Oh my God, we have some ZNMD fans. And then Deepak is saying this is a very
It's
serious
not.
serious conversation.
That's what.
Deepak,
Like now, I don't know.
Deepak, see, everything has to be done in moderation. This is one thing which Deepak doesn't understand. Anyway, he's 500 kilometers away, so I can say anything I want.
We should have had Deepak on this chat as well. That would have been fun. I mean, that would have
On
been
this one.
only fun. Only fun. Yeah.
Yeah. See, the problem is then both of us wouldn't have had any chance to talk. Anyway,
Yeah.
this show is not about Deepak. Problem is Deepak makes everything about him. So let's get back to this show.
Oops. Now
Okay,
Deepak is
let's
going
give us a
to.
little peek. Hmm?
Okay, now I can see the comment. Anish says, "Did you
Hmm.
feed the Italian person achar by any chance?" Yes,
This is a good
actually,
one.
not
This is a good
achar.
one.
But the first thing I made in this flat when I had flatmates was poha because that's the easiest thing to make. And
Wow.
I fed
Round of applause
this
for that.
Italian person poha, and yeah, it was spicy for her. But I was like, man, how is this spicy for you? But I was like, okay. I understood
Amazing.
she's not going to eat the food that I prepare. So like, okay, that was like done
Hmm.
there. The first experience was enough for her, I think.
So you brought an Italian down from pasta to poha.
Exactly. I
Great,
mean,
brilliant. But this is also a good one. And don't worry, I have one eye on the chat box. So at the
okay,
appropriate time, I'll bring up the comments. No problem. That you can leave
okay.
it to me. You can just, oh, we are we have some Deepak fan in the crowd. Touch ho gaya. This is what Deepak is to keep saying. Anyway, yeah, yeah. So coming back. So yeah, tell us what nationalities have you interacted with, and what your friends you made from what nationalities. Just give us a little peek into that.
Okay. So
At least in London, especially.
in London, the one ironic thing was there were no British people in the class. Zero, zero British people.
Zero.
Yeah,
Are you
zero. Not
saying
a
there was not
single,
one British person
not
in the
one
program?
British classmate. Like the professors and other people, the
Yeah,
staff.
professors. Yeah, the
Yeah, they
faculty
were.
fine.
Faculty was there, but the students, I was really surprised to see there's not a single British student.
Good God,
Yeah,
crazy
so
stuff.
I don't know why, but so there were no British people, but other than that, there were French,
Hmm.
Italians, some people from
Okay,
Latin America as well. Like I have a very good friend from Puerto Rico, from Peru, from there were a
fantastic.
lot of Germans as well. What other
Okay,
countries can I think of? Spain also, yeah.
okay, great. So, how are the classes like? How are the faculties? Very different from the setup what we have in India, or a lot of similarities. Maybe few things are different. How would you put it?
Trying to recall actually, Swami. This podcast should have started when I was still in university. No,
Hmm.
let me.
This is not like it happened some 15 years ago, man.
No, I know, but see, my memory is very different from your memory.
Oh,
So
come
no,
on.
but
Anyway,
it's not very different, but there was some differences. Like the classroom setup as such was similar, I think, to what a university
okay.
would be. But I don't know, I'm trying to think how different. Like people, it's not like the course is very formal. So like, there is
Hmm.
professionalism, all of that. Like especially,
Hmm.
I think
Hmm.
in India, for example, if you're doing an MBA, you would have to dress up in business wear, right? Like
Hmm.
formals, I
Hmm.
think. So here that was
Okay.
different. I think it wasn't business formal wear. It was like smart casual kind. I mean, the clothing was different, I thought. Other than
Okay.
that, I think it was really like it wasn't like the whole day. It was just classes. So like I think, but that's just specific to the course, not the classroom as such. That it was a mix of practical and theory. So that was quite
Okay.
different from my previous university
Hmm.
experience.
So how the faculties were they like very strict or they were like easygoing? How was that experience?
I think we only had like one or two very specific cases where they were strict about you can't enter class 5 minutes late. If you enter, you don't get entry into the class, or you have to do some weird things like he made people dance and sing and stuff like that. If people,
Seriously?
yeah,
Wow,
yeah, yeah, like he did that if
that
you
is
were late.
amazing. I mean, not amazing for me because I can't even move my leg properly. That's a different story. But in general, that's pretty chill.
Yeah, yeah. So that was, but it was at that time. It wasn't. This wasn't supposed to be chill. It was kind of embarrassing because, like, you're coming late, and I think people didn't view it
Oh,
as
that way. So that was
yeah,
like a punishment. Oh
exactly.
my
So,
God.
like, you're not
Oh
supposed to
my
be
God.
late. So
Oh
that was
yeah, I have to come back to that point. You are late for your first class.
no. That's not
Kidding
so.
me?
I wasn't late for the first class. That was my French class in
Hmm.
India, which I was late for.
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
I don't know how, but Indians are really well behaved when they go abroad
I would
in
like to
every
disagree.
aspect.
I would disagree.
Is it? I mean, generally I've
Yeah.
seen.
maybe slightly, but like we had Indian people in my class who were there. They were known for being late. Like they would miss an entire hour, And all the people, all these foreigners who are not used to Indians, they're always like, "Oh, we know why this person is never going to show up." So like you have to work in groups and projects, and then this person never shows up on time, and they're all
No.
pissed, and they're like, so it's
I have to
very
hide my face right now. I have to hide my face right now.
yeah. I mean,
Good
it
God.
is it
This
is
actually
viewed as
reminds me of this
what?
actually reminds me of dialogue from ZNMD.
Which
तुम्हारी
one?
वजह से तुम्हारी जैसे कुछ लोगों की वजह से पूरे इंडियंस का नाम खराब होता है. Will you tell him please?
Exactly. और हम बाकी इंडियंस यही बोलते थे कि इस एक की वजह से सबका नाम खराब हो रहा है.
नाम खराब हो रहा है. Now, obviously, man. I mean, so you
Yeah.
suddenly turned punctual after going there.
Yeah, I mean, at university I was quite punctual, but now it's a different scenario.
We'll come to that. So we have a
Yeah.
second chapter on Berlin. We'll come to that.
Yeah.
I have one comment which I think I should bring up on the screen. Was the classroom like Kal Ho Now classroom? I think was it Kal Ho Now or Kuch Kuch Hota Hai? Because I remember
Oh, that
classroom
was
being
कुछ
very
कुछ
Kuch
होता
Kuch Hota
है.
Hai. That was Kuch Kuch Hota Hai. I think she's mixed up the movies probably. Kal Ho Now, I don't remember any classrooms. Okay, so was it like Kuch Kuch Hota Hai? Those kind of classrooms.
No, actually not really. Like we had, I think Kuch Kuch Hota Hai had really huge classrooms, right? This one was like not that. They were
And I
smaller.
think they are unrealistic classrooms. I mean, where in
Yeah.
India do you find classrooms like that? At least at that point in time. And people dressing
Yeah.
up like that, right?
Exactly. That was different.
Yeah, I think Anish agrees. It is Kuch Kuch Hota Hai. See, again, we are in my department, movies.
Now Deepak can say this is a fun chat.
Yeah, I told you, I'll keep bringing stuff up.
Okay.
Yeah, when it is warranted. So I think that was about London. Do you want to add anything in London before we move to Paris?
No, I think we covered most of it.
Oh my God, there is one comment. In Kal Ho Now, maybe classroom tha. Okay. 1 second.
Are
Too
you
many comments
going to
come.
Google it?
1 second. They go for
Go.
MBA, Aman and Naina. Oh my God. The hunter has become the hunted. I need to go and rewatch.
Swami,
Kal Ho
I
Now.
just said your memory cannot be beaten now.
And good, I corrected you.
Yeah.
But mostly, or on most occasions. Okay. I will take that, Niharika. They go for MBA, Aman and Naina. It's time for me to rewatch Kal Ho Now. There is one more. But in Kal Ho Now, they will be in London, no? Okay. Okay, I think if we get lost in these comments,
Yeah.
we will never be able to move ahead. But yeah, I think Kal Ho Now probably had some college scene. I need to rewatch that movie.
Actually, yes, I can
I
recall.
know the
They
point.
did. Yeah.
They did, is it? Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Yes, I accept. I stand corrected. There was college scene in Kal Ho Now. Now probably we'll move on to Paris. Yeah. So after how many months did you move to Paris?
After 5.5 months.
After 5.5 months. Okay. Yeah. So tell me now. So I think after you were already in London for about say 6 months or five to 6 months,
Yeah.
you sort of had the lay of the land. You had some experience, interacting with people from other nationalities and studying in a foreign country. But obviously, going to Paris, there would have been a lot of difference. Number one is the language,
Exactly.
right? The way people behave, again, different. So what differences did you find from London and between London and Paris?
I think, as you said, language was the biggest issue because also I think people in Paris is a very nice place as a tourist, but if you go there to live, people in general, that was my experience, and also like some of us Indians, at least we felt that way. They're not generally very nice. So like, they're quite standoffish, arrogant that way. So it wasn't that easy getting help. Because in London, for example, everybody speaks English, right? So you can just ask, and when people are nice in general. But in Paris, that was the difference. I think it was people. Also, maybe because the culture was really very different. Like British people, they are still different from French. So that. Other than that, I think the one major issue I faced was accommodation. Because like in London,
Okay.
I found the flat before I reached, right? From India, I found it. But here I moved and I thought, okay, I'm in Europe, so I can just move there, live in a hostel or a hotel for a bit, and then I can find
Okay.
a place. So
And
that was my
accommodation.
plan. I did that, but I think I did not realize or I didn't research enough that Paris was more expensive than more or less similar lines in terms of expenses compared to London.
Okay.
Because I thought
Okay.
I knew London was expensive, but I thought Paris might not be as much. Like that was my
Okay.
misunderstanding, or
Hmm.
yeah.
Hmm. Okay.
So because it was that expensive and as a student, finding accommodation close to university and everything, that it took me a while, like at least a month. I was living in a hostels where you don't really have a kitchen and you have to go to the laundry room and do your laundry every week or something like that. Like that real
They are
proper
the cheaper
struggler.
ones. They are the cheaper ones, right?
Yeah, exactly. So I
Right.
mean, 1 month I can't really live lavishly in a hotel, right? I'm also studying and everything. So that was quite an
Hmm.
experience. Like every day, after, like you attend university and then you sit and research about finding flats, and then you have to like try to. If somebody really calls you for a viewing, you go. Otherwise, even that was not possible. You
Hmm.
just look at pictures and decide. So it took me some time, but then finally I found it, and it was quite an expensive place that I found. Not
Hmm.
in a very good area. So
Okay.
yeah.
Okay. I have one comment coming in. How heavy was their accent? So how
Uh,
heavy do French people?
quite, I would say. If
Quite,
if
quite
they
heavy.
tried
Hmm.
speaking English, even that would have
Hmm.
taken you some time, right? Initially to get
To
adjusted.
understand.
But then the French, I mean, because sometimes they don't even want to talk. The problem is they don't want to talk to you in English, right? They go with French.
Hmm.
And me with my
Yeah,
broken
yeah.
French that I learned in India,
Hmm.
wow, it is totally different. I was like, this is not the French I learned.
But how seriously did you attend the French classes in India?
I mean,
I'm
when
just
I was in
asking.
India, yeah, very seriously, like 1.5, because I had
Seriously, okay.
already, I didn't have, like, I was just still preparing for my move, right? I wasn't working or anything that time.
Hmm.
So I was like
Okay.
every day, we used to have a 3-hour class in Indranagar, and then, yeah, we
Hmm.
used to do that. So I did,
Okay. Okay.
but it wasn't enough to, not even conversation.
Hmm.
It was really basic, like just very
Hmm.
few
Okay.
sentences, what I could do. Yeah.
Okay. Okay. Hmm. So the entire batch moved from London to Paris.
That's another interesting thing. It's not like that.
It's
So
not like that. Okay.
so as I said, this university had campuses all over, right? But the choice of which campus you want to choose is on you. So not everybody chose the
Okay.
same campus. So like I moved to Paris after London, but there were people who moved to Madrid and who moved to Berlin already in the
Hmm.
second semester. So
Hmm.
like
Hmm.
you're not even with the friends you made in first semester probably won't be there with you in the second semester.
Wait. So this
So this
choice
was
you have to make during your application itself, or that is
yes,
something you made
exactly.
later on
No, when
during the
during my
application itself?
application in India, yeah.
Okay. Okay.
So
Okay. I
that
have
was
one comment. Your inputs are required. What does this mean? At least UI, I know it is yes.
yeah.
But
That's the wrong spelling for
little,
baguette.
well done.
But you know what baguette is,
UI, I
right?
know
The
is yes.
the bread, their bread.
Ah.
Yeah,
But UI is yes, right?
yeah.
So at least
Yes.
I got that one right. Anish, you have been asked to check your spelling.
No, but good effort on the French.
Good effort. Definitely good effort.
Yeah,
So he's mentioned wo lamba wala bread.
exactly.
Okay. So anything you want to add to your French experience before we move to Berlin?
I would just say this
The
image that people have.
faculties, were they the
Faculties are
same?
actually not bad. Like because we had international
Almost
faculties
the
in
same.
all the campuses, so
Hmm.
maybe we had one or two French speaking, but
Okay.
it wasn't that bad. Like I think they were
Okay.
used to teaching and also with international students, so their
Hmm.
accent wasn't as
Sorry, you were saying something when I.
No, I was saying we as Indians have this image, right? That Paris is like, oh so beautiful, oh so nice, and everybody wants to, I don't know, travel, yeah,
Mm,
but also want to sometimes live
mm,
there. That's not the
mm,
reality. You get out of the tourist zones, and this is
mm,
the reality of all these countries, actually, the other side of it.
mm. There are some areas which are like fantastic.
Yeah, some areas, which are majorly the touristy areas, right, where people are
Right.
there and like they're probably
And probably
maintaining.
center
But
of the city, something like that.
yeah, center, yeah, like depending on the city where it is, yeah, that. But
Mm,
it's really like the other, especially like as I was mentioning, the area that I was living in, it's just full of immigrants, and like it's no. I felt like I was back to a gaon in India at some point.
are you kidding me?
Yes, I mean I've had some really strange experiences in the living in this area, but it was just few areas, right? So
Okay, we
that was
have.
one thing about Paris, that it's not all green on the other side.
Hmm. True. See, obviously there are bound to be pros and cons both. Yeah. So I think it really depends on the area where you are put up, right?
Yeah, exactly.
I think every city has some place called downtown where you'll find all
Yeah,
this stuff.
different kind of downtown. Yeah.
Hmm. Okay. Yeah. So coming to Berlin now. Yes.
Yes.
So you had chosen also Berlin as a part of your curriculum.
Yeah, I happened to choose it. It wasn't part of my
Hmm.
initial plan because
But I just remembered one thing.
yeah,
I have a question from my side before we move on.
yeah.
So after staying, or rather having stayed in one of the fashion capitals of the world, did it
Hmm.
have any influence on you? That is my question.
Not
Did it
really.
have anything to contribute to your, style, sense of style, or anything of that sort?
I would say my style was good enough before, so I didn't need.
Oh,
No, but I don't think no. I don't think like
boss
I mean
lady.
unless you have like that amount of money to actually replicate it, then it's okay. But
Hmm.
normally I would say it was fine. Nothing major.
Now, the way you said it, that was quite sassy, I would say.
Yeah.
Complete boss lady. I mean, what is Paris going to contribute to my
Okay.
sense of
I
style?
didn't I didn't mean to sound.
Amazing. Hmm. Okay. Yeah, of course, I agree that these brands are quite expensive, no doubt about it. But still, people generally go through some influence when they are in this one of these fashion capitals. So I was just curious to know.
Yeah, actually now
Hmm.
that I think of it, maybe I take something. It wasn't so much as fashion as it was comfort. Like because streets are different there, right? It's all
Okay.
cobblestones, and you're walking a lot throughout Europe,
Hmm.
right? That's one of the
Okay.
major
Okay.
factors. So then I think
Hmm.
your dressing up really has to be more on the comfort side. Like I'm not wearing heels and roaming around. That's something that totally changed. So maybe instead of
Hmm.
making it better, it kind of worsened it. I don't know, but yeah, that was one major
But
change.
okay. But nothing really a lot of substantial influence as such.
No, no, nothing like that.
Hmm. Okay. So now Berlin, do you want to cover it as part of your college experience, or do you want to cover it as part of work experience, or both? Choice is yours. You are the guest.
I think college
I'm just
experience.
throwing out
I don't.
ideas.
What?
Hmm. I'm just
No.
throwing out ideas out there.
Yeah. Okay. No, I would college experience not much because I moved to Berlin for a thesis. This was so I only had to attend university
Okay.
for 1 month or 1.5 month is all I had classes
Very short
for.
stint.
Yeah,
Hmm.
and then after that, I was supposed to do my thesis, right? So you're working from home or wherever, but you're not
Hmm.
really attending classes. So there wasn't much of an experience there, I would say.
Okay.
Um, yeah, but after I finished this thesis and everything was done, that's when really I think life started in Berlin, because
Hmm.
until then it was just
Hmm.
yeah focused on doing the
Okay.
course.
Hmm. So I think we'll just take a couple of comments. This one comes from my sister. She's asking, was the faculty like Sushmita Sen of Mehuna? I don't know why people are stuck with this college,
I
especially
would
you.
I would have really I would have liked the faculty like Sushmita Sen, but I think वो सिर्फ इंडिया में हो सकता है,
Hmm.
तो sadly नहीं, nobody was dressing up to
इंडिया में
that.
वो भी मूवीज में आई थिंक वो भी मूवीज में
हाँ.
नॉट इन
क्या,
द
but no, आजकल maybe you have, maybe if you have younger faculties.
ओके
I'm not
ओके
saying
to the next
exactly
comment.
like that, but I'm
Let's go
saying
to the next
because
comment.
younger then fashionable, right? So
No, I get your point. I get your point. Yeah.
okay.
Niharika says Eiffel Tower is a big letdown. What are
Yeah.
your views on this?
I would say I went to the Eiffel Tower the last day before, like went as in like
Hmm.
really went up on the Eiffel Tower the last day before I
Hmm.
was leaving Paris. So until then I wasn't really like, okay, I want to see it, but it's really crowded. It's pretty to look at, but I don't know what kind of letdown you had. But I get like the surrounding areas are, yeah, it's
See, let me
crazy.
tell you, you have to take this comment at a discount because this is a person who doesn't like things very easily.
Oh, okay.
Okay. I'm just taking advantage of the fact that she can't say anything back, at least on the show. So I'm
Maybe
just
she
taking
can.
advantage of that. But that is a fact. Okay. Now, in fact, um I don't have any pictures when I'd been there.
Hmm.
Somehow all the pictures I've lost. But yeah, I did not go up there. I just saw it from a distance. We had other priorities. But yeah, I was not really that keen on that. It looks really good, no doubt about it.
Yeah.
But she found it a big letdown. For me, it was good. And I think every 1 hour they have lights which come out, right?
Yeah. They
That used to
it,
happen. I don't know whether they have continued that practice.
no, they do. It still happens
It's
every
still there.
hour.
That that was that was quite amazing.
Yeah.
I enjoyed that.
I
That was
think
quite amazing.
whenever I went to Eiffel Tower, I think that was the main highlight of,
Hmm.
okay, let's wait 5 more minutes. It's going to blink, and you see that, and then you leave because, yeah, what else?
Hmm. Okay. Now there is one comment where I have been sort of abused, so I'm not going to take that up.
Okay.
Okay. So now, Barkha, before moving to a second segment, I have an
Yeah.
intermittent segment which is called guest trivia. Now Barkha has no idea what is this segment about.
Oh wow.
This is a segment. This is a segment where I give some information about the guest, which may or may not be true. Okay. So now, Barkha has a very unique talent where she can fall sick exactly on a Friday or on a Monday. So what happens is this converts a 2-day weekend into a 3-day weekend. And now with Europe migrating to a 4-day working week, I'm sure she'll adjust herself to fall sick on a Thursday, which will convert this 3-day weekend into a 4-day weekend. Yeah. Not just that, there have been reports that Marvel Studios have been inspired by this phenomenon, and they are planning to introduce a new superhero character in the franchise known as the Weekend Woman. And they are in talks with Barkha as we speak for the copyright. Fantastic. I mean, this is just amazing. What can I say? Such a talented
Learn
person.
exaggeration from Soumi.
See, Deepak was anyway saying, thoda interesting banao. So yeah, I played my part.
Yeah. I hope he stayed to hear to listen to this.
That's his problem. That's his problem. We can't help it. Now, Barkha, let me just give you a reality check. Initially,
Mhm.
you were thinking, do we have anything to talk about? First segment, we have gone on for about 54 minutes. So don't worry.
I mean,
Anyway, let's jump into. No, initially you were a little skeptical, right?
yeah, I was
बात
because
करने के लिए उतना होगा कि नहीं.
I mean,
So
you should understand, Swami, I've never done this. And I was like, what am I going to probably talk for so long?
that is what happens for first 5 minutes.
Yeah.
Even the previous guest before that, same thing happened. We are going into a similar territory now.
Okay.
Anyway, anyway, let's get into the second segment. So this segment we are calling it Bustling in Berlin. So we have
Nice.
come to the point where Barkha is done with MBA, and now probably you started looking for jobs, or did you have a college placement? How was it?
Yeah, we did have, as in college placement, yeah, kind of. They had like these fairs and also in different campuses, right? Wherever we had our campuses. And
Okay.
I did go to Paris again, and I think they had one in Italy as well. So like different companies come, and then yeah, similar to college placement, but it's kind of like a fair where you collect information from different
Hmm.
companies, the roles, the positions that they have open, and then yeah, I think you just pass on your CV and networking. It was sort of like networking events we had.
Hmm.
So yeah,
Okay.
that had started. I did that while the MBA was still there because it happens during, not after. So
Okay.
that was there, but then I think none of that worked for me. And then after I did my thesis, I think I was applying for jobs again, but then I got an internship. So I did like a
I think the
short.
companies were not up to your caliber.
Nice
That's
of
why
you to nice.
it didn't click. It didn't click. Just taking a cue from your fashion statement. Yeah. Hmm.
That
Okay.
was that was a joke.
Okay. Yeah.
Yeah.
So you
So
are completing your thesis. Hmm.
yeah, no, I completed my thesis and like I was looking for jobs, but I think the major issue that I faced in
Hmm.
Europe was language, right? The fields that I was
Hmm.
trying to get into required you to speak
Hmm.
the language, and of course,
Hmm.
that's I wasn't close to it also. So I'm not saying there were no English speaking jobs, there were, but there were very few. So,
Hmm.
like
Hmm.
more people are applying, the
Okay.
competition is so much more. So
Hmm.
that's why it took
Hmm.
quite some time. And then I ended up doing an internship
Hmm.
for a few months. And after that, COVID hit. So kind of
Hmm.
like my internship got over, like just when before it got over, COVID started. And then they're like, oh no, but COVID happened. So we are going on this hiring freeze. So they're like, sorry, we can't
Hmm.
convert your
Absolutely.
internship into a full time thing.
Hmm.
So
Into a
yeah,
full-fledged job.
yeah, yeah.
Oh, that must have been pretty rough.
Yes, so those days were quite difficult, I would say.
Hmm.
Some struggle there, but I did some other fun things around, like after during COVID, like when little bit it had opened. Since I didn't have a job and I was the only thing I was doing was applying for job and preparing for interviews and stuff. So I thought I should at least try to get a part-time job. So then I had the opportunity to work at Starbucks.
Wow, I had no
Yeah.
clue this has happened.
Yeah.
That's
Oh,
good.
okay. Yeah, you
Okay.
didn't know. So, like, this was, I think, one of the most
Hmm.
fun experiences I've had. Like, I'm saying more than my job. It was really nice. So, but it wasn't too long. It was like 2.5 months or
Hmm.
something. Then I found a full time
Okay.
job. So I had to quit. But it was really nice, I think, because I don't think in India I would have done this. So it's only here that I was able to.
Hmm.
Uh, so I know the ins
Oh,
and
so how
outs
was
of
how was
Starbucks.
that experience?
It was so
Oh,
much fun. Like
that is.
I learned, they taught me like the first month was training, right? They taught me
Hmm.
like everything, how to make all the basic coffees, latte, cappuccino, to all of these cold shakes and stuff like that.
Wow.
So like I actually
Wow, this is
learned
fascinating.
everything and like it was so amazing. Like I was having so much fun. I mean, I was only working as 20 hours a week, like student. I couldn't work more than that. But it was really fun.
Oh,
And
20
since
hours a
yeah,
week. For a minute there, I thought,
a day.
you know what? Yeah, I'm like, this is worse than India, man.
No.
20
You
hours a
so
week. That's super cool.
yeah,
So
that
you
was really
learned making different coffees, whatever is there in the menu of Starbucks.
yes. I learned everything, and after the
Hmm.
first month, I think I was able to do everything independently. So like I was also working on the cash counter,
Wow.
so like taking order and actually writing all of that, and then I did work on the making side of it, the barista side.
Hmm.
So it was such, and this is one of
Amazing.
the things. Hmm?
Yeah, I said amazing.
Yeah, it also helped me work on my German actually because I was on the cash counter and taking orders and talking to all these customers. I mean, the people over there said you have to speak in German, and I'm like, yeah, okay, I don't.
Hmm.
That was basic German I knew, but this practice every day
Hmm.
it helped me a lot with my
Hmm.
German as well. So I think
To
this is
improve
one
your
thing I
language.
would, yeah, I would say like one of the
Hmm.
nicer ways to get accustomed to just talking and become more comfortable for a language, it's really nice to do something like this.
I have two questions here. Number one, can you make the signature hot chocolate? Because that is one of my favorites.
Yes.
Wow. I'm
But
already thinking about it.
it's the secret. The thing is, you don't do a lot. It's not like you're making everything. They have
Yeah, yeah.
yeah,
See, you're
yeah,
not making it ground up. I agree. But
yeah,
still,
yeah. But still,
still. So you can make that. Fantastic, man.
yes. And
And second
also
question
my
is,
favorite. No, sorry. I was saying my favorite used to be this Java chip frappuccino.
okay. Yeah,
You know
yeah,
the
yeah.
cold
Hmm.
one, which was like with
Yeah,
the
yeah,
whipped
yeah.
cream.
I
That's the
understood. I
first
got
thing
it.
I
I
was
got
like,
it.
when you're teaching me, this is the first thing I want to learn.
See, the problem for me is that has stayed on the menu. Every time I go, I just have that signature hot chocolate. Somehow I can't move away from that. Maybe next time
Wow.
I'll try. I'll give that a shot.
Yeah, it's actually
And
really
second
good.
question is,
Hmm.
did you have any formal training on German like you had on French? Did you take
Yeah.
up any
So
course for the German language?
yes, when I moved here, my universe the 1.5 month I had classes. As part of this, they were
Hmm.
also offering um, German classes on campus. Like few of us who wanted to do it, it was optional. It wasn't a mandatory thing. So I did that for a bit, but
Okay.
then even after that, I continued taking classes on my own, like
Hmm.
online classes during COVID and things like
Okay.
that. So
Okay.
I'm still trying to stick with the language thing. So yeah.
I have one question which has come in here. Again, this was relating to the period when you were in Starbucks. Did you make chai tea there?
Yes, and every time they asked me to make it, I would make a face. I'm like, stop ruining chai for me.
Yeah. I mean, who calls it chai tea? That is just ridiculous if you ask
And
me.
it's really annoying. Like, I would be like, you have no freaking idea what this is. Yeah.
Seriously, man. Just ruining our
Unfortunately, I
digestion.
had to make it, but what to do?
Mm, can't help it. There's one more comment. Oh, sorry, 1 second. Yeah, this one. Can you make those designs? I think she's referring to those coffee designs.
The
They make a
cafe,
heart
the latte
and stuff
art,
like
right?
that. Yeah.
Sadly, I didn't get to that part of my training. I had to quit before that. But no.
Okay. But you would have love to learn that.
Yeah, I mean, I think it needs practice, and the people were
But do they
showing me how
make
to
that
do
at
it.
Starbucks? Because I
What?
have not really seen them make the
Yeah,
designs in the coffee. Starbucks, I don't think they make it, right?
it really depends on the barista. Like if it's empty and they have a lot of time, like there are not too many customers, then maybe they'll take their
Hmm.
own sweet time to make it. If they're feeling like creative, yeah, they would do it. But since
Only then.
Starbucks is
Okay.
always crowded, they don't really have the time for it. So yeah,
Hmm. I just thought occurred to me. Maybe see whenever at Starbucks you write the name of people, then you call out their names, right?
yeah.
I think our other friend who is in US would have definitely helped at that point, spelling out people's name. Even if the person is gone off to sleep, that person would have
Yeah,
woken up and come to the counter to pick up the coffee. Hmm. I
I
hope
should
she's
have.
not listening, otherwise I'm dead.
No, I think maybe she's busy with
Hmm.
her classes now. But I think she
Yeah,
might.
the thing is, this will be on YouTube. She can watch it whenever she wants. Anyway,
Yeah.
she's like some 5,000 miles away, so I'm safe, completely safe. Hmm. Okay, yeah. So now tell us about your work experience. So I think off campus you landed yourself a job and then you started
Yes.
working.
Yeah.
So tell us something about your work experience.
Work experience. It's
I
been
think now the talk is going to be very measured because she's still there at the workplace.
Yes, I'm still there.
I can sense that. I can sense that. It's understandable. Quite understandable.
No, I mean it's not bad actually. I would say it's quite nice. The work culture I'm really enjoying. Like I have a very good work-life balance. I wouldn't say everybody has the same experience. It depends on the company. Like startups have similar kind of culture to India. I
Hmm.
think because there's more work to do. But like I'm working
Okay.
for an MNC and it's pretty settled. I think it's not like too much creation of pressure, like this mindset around, oh, you have to do this
Hmm.
now, and like deadlines now. That's something that
Hmm.
It's very
Okay.
different from India. Um, so like
Things
the
are
big
not at your throat. Things are not at your throat, basically,
yeah,
if I
yeah,
can put it
exactly.
that way. Hmm.
Yes, I mean I have
Okay.
the freedom and the independence to choose my
Hmm.
priorities and to plan my to dos and things like that. I think that also comes with after you've worked a while. So I'm not saying everybody in India does
No,
this.
no, no. The reason I give that reaction is after a long time I'm listening to this word called to-do list.
Oh,
So I sort of experience nirvana right now. To-do list. Oh.
wow.
Hmm. Okay.
Yeah.
So
So I mean, for me,
I think the way the work is assigned, I think it's very structured over there, right?
yeah, yeah,
That's what I've
exactly.
been
So
told.
like I think
Hmm.
because you're given some ownership of the things you're doing, no matter the
Hmm.
level you're at. So then you can
Okay.
plan things around, and
Hmm.
nobody's micromanaging you or trying. Like I'm not saying it's
Hmm.
not very different from India. Like I would like to
Hmm.
say, Swami, that you were an amazing manager. So I didn't feel
Thank you. I think
I,
today I can
I
sleep in peace.
yeah, in peace. I'm sure you do also, right? Because we we never had any issues as such from you as well. But it's just the culture and the mindset still was that way in India, like for everyone working, right? Like if you
Hmm.
try to leave before 7 p.m., people are eyeing at you. You're
Nobody
like,
will give you stairs. Nobody
yeah,
will give you stairs.
like because
As if you are
sometimes you have
committing some
to
crime.
sometimes you don't have work, you have to stay back until this time, okay, to show that you're working. But here it's not like that. Like it depends. You
Hmm.
can choose. Someday I'll work until 6. Someday I don't feel like working after 4, so I shut down early, and then the next day maybe I can do more than today. So it's
Hmm.
not like I have to like time in same number of hours every day. It's not like that. So that's also very different.
Okay. So do you have any
Um,
situations where boss comes and tells you, I want this in the next 1 hour? If it happens, how frequently does it happen? Is it like very remote situation, or does it
yeah.
happen quite frequently? You would say.
I think it's very very remote. Like rarely it's
Hmm.
happened that something really urgent has come
When there
up,
is
and
an
it's not
actual
like
emergency. When there is an actual emergency and not a created emergency, so to
yes,
say.
exactly. This I would like to really say it was actual emergency and
Hmm.
not created, because I think we are always in this hurry, like to do things urgent. Like
Hmm.
sometimes I think not with me, but I've had
Hmm.
colleague, also an Indian colleague in my team, who's like because you're used to Indian culture, they're like really trying
Hmm.
to do everything fast, and then the manager comes and says,
Hmm.
you know what, take it easy, calm down, you can
Just
do it.
relax. The
Yeah,
world
like
is not coming to an end tomorrow.
would you hear an Indian manager say, do it slow, you have take your time? Like, no, it wouldn't. So that's really a
No, there
very,
are
very
some passive aggressive types who will come and tell you, take your time, but finish it in 4 hours or in the next
yes,
2 hours. So
yes,
yeah, that is
that
there.
that is true.
But yeah, I think one difference which what people have told me, of course, don't have any work ex in a foreign country, but what people have told me is, working in a foreign country, you're pretty focused. From the time you enter office, you're pretty focused on your tasks at hand. In India, it's like you come to the office, you go to the coffee machine, you pick up
Yes.
coffee, then you speak to some 5 6 people, then come to your desk. I mean, I'm just saying in general. Of course, there are a lot of employees who are very focused on their work, but pretty much, we do
Yeah,
spend a lot of time socializing even at the workplace. I think that is one stark difference you might have found over there.
exactly. This is what I was coming to like next. This is one of the major differences, that people here, they are they work less hours, but they're very efficient in those hours. There's no chai sutta break and things like that happen here. Like initially it was a bit difficult for
Hmm.
me to get adjusted to, because I'm like, because I remember my time, my past work experience. It was a fun, enjoyable environment, right? Like you're talking to people, you're
Hmm.
doing work as well, but there's
Hmm.
socializing and things like that. So
Yeah.
that is something. It's I don't know if it's nice or not nice, because yeah, you get to go home early and do other things. But I also kind of
Right.
miss a little bit of that
Hmm.
on the job socializing kind of thing. And again,
Hmm.
this is just specific to my workplace. I have
Okay.
people
Okay.
who have it as well, like, depending on the work culture that the company has. So yeah.
Hmm. Okay. Now Deepak has made some nasty comment against me कि हमको ignore किया जा रहा है. Deepak, the problem is you don't come up with some sensible comments or questions. Okay, I think one I can take up. Yeah, one of them I can take up. How was the work and after work scenes?
Yeah, this is why
Hmm.
I miss Deepak because the after work scenes
After
used to
work,
be,
yeah, that I will
we had
agree.
so much
I agree.
fun. I mean, they do have occasional fun after work drinks or things like that, like some
Hmm.
social events. But it's not like not a frequent thing. I would say it's once in a few months, 6 months, once in 6 months or once in 7 months. But they have these fixed, like they have one summer event and one Christmas event. Those two are like the fixed events where it's like a team outing. You do an activity
Okay.
and a dinner and things like that. But other than that, like, how in India you casually plan a team outing or a team dinner or lunch sometimes,
Hmm.
or like
That
Fridays.
doesn't happen there.
No,
Hmm.
that's not very often. So that is
Hmm.
something I think I miss, like the fun of
Hmm.
the
Fun
work
part of
life.
that.
Yeah, the fun part.
Hmm.
Work wise, it's fine. Like, I can take things slow, and it's quite flexible. So
Hmm.
I do get a lot of time to do things otherwise, like, even weekdays, like, I can
I
do
think you
other
get a
things.
lot of personal time. You get a lot of
Yeah,
personal time.
yeah, exactly.
Hmm. Okay. What I've heard is, Monday to Friday, it's like focused work. And probably, I think maybe not all the companies, but some of the companies have a proper socializing event. Let's say Friday after 3 or something, where they
Yeah.
have some snacks and drinks and they call all the employees. Then you can go out and socialize. So is it true? It happen in most of the workplaces?
I actually, this is something I've also heard a lot. Like Monday to Thursday is proper work, and Friday is usually the chill
Hmm.
day where you work until
Okay.
1 or 2, and then you
Hmm.
sometimes there are work beers like in the office and things like that. But
Hmm.
in the current scenario, or since I've been working here, I joined here after COVID, right? So things have changed a lot after COVID. So
Hmm.
my
Okay.
my work
Okay.
situation currently is hybrid. I only go to office like 2 days a week, and Fridays
Okay.
and Mondays I'm at home. And so like
You are not
every
home on Fridays and Mondays.
no, I am home. So I'm saying no. Okay, I said
Ah,
it
you are
wrong.
home. Ah.
And Mondays and Fridays I'm always home. Depending on which day, like Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, I can choose which of the 2 days I go to work. Right?
No, the reason I
Every
ask this, considering your track record in India, you have to be home on Friday and Monday.
Yeah, that's the thing I really
Sorry, I
like.
couldn't
You know,
resist. Sorry, I couldn't resist.
I know, Swami. I know.
Hmm.
No, but that's. I think that is one of the thing. If we were like nobody comes to work on Fridays, even if somebody, like, I think I've only gone
Hmm.
one Friday to work in the 3.5 years of
Okay.
job. So like
Okay. Okay.
nobody really comes. But I
That's
think
pretty
if,
good.
if
Pretty
situation
good.
was different, we would have had
Hmm.
something at least. Like, because usually
Hmm.
everybody's
Okay.
mood on Friday is more relaxed and chill.
Hmm. Hmm. Yeah, I think Deepak has brought up an interesting comment. You remember we used to have these fire drills. Do you have
Yeah.
this even there? And we used to take breaks. Some people, used to go and chill. Does it
Yep.
happen there? Fire drills?
Yes, we have fire drills. It happens, like, it's happened I think
Excellent.
twice or something. But
Hmm.
again, the fun part of it is, yeah, like you leave everything and you get out of the building. Everybody's like standing and talking and chilling, but it doesn't become a full day outing then. 1 hour you're
Hmm.
out, you wait for them to give you the green signal to come back, and then you're back to work. So it's just that.
Okay, on this fire drill, I have a follow-up question. In India, often during a fire drill, there'll be still some employees on some client call or something, or
Yeah.
they would want to go along with their laptop. So, do we have people like that over there also, or once there's a fire alarm, they're just out?
Uh, Actually, they're out. So like this happened. Like I think a couple of months ago, we had a fire drill, and my manager was on a call, and I think this
Hmm.
call was with people from India, right? So and then suddenly, suddenly she
Okay.
heard that, then immediately she was like, as soon as the sound is really
Hmm.
loud, right? As soon as she heard this, she's like, we have
Hmm.
to log off. We're sorry. We'll reschedule,
Hmm.
and you're out.
Hmm.
Just
Hmm.
yeah. So
Oh,
they don't really stay
wow.
and finish the call. No.
Here I remember people from facilities management. They are like, "What if there's an actual fire? Can't you
Yeah.
understand the seriousness?" Oh my God, that was some experience.
Yeah. Crazy.
Hmm. So we have one more comment coming in. This is from Niharika. Is the language at workplace German? So is it predominantly German? Is it a mixture? How is it?
Yes, it is predominantly German. Like my team, because the finance team, everyone's German except three of us now. So
Okay.
uh, like my work is not in German. It's everything is in English. But then the like for example the lunch hour and things like that. Sometimes even the team meetings that we have, there's a lot of
Hmm.
German that comes in. So like I, for example, have reached a phase where I can understand what they're talking about, and I understand.
Hmm.
I can't. I
Hmm.
don't necessarily talk that well, but like I still
Okay.
get what's happening. But then I do have
Hmm.
some other Indian colleagues who do not. For
Okay.
them, it becomes a little uncomfortable, and they're not happy with the situation. But they're really like very
Okay.
like they wouldn't switch for you that easily. They're quite
Hmm.
I would say strict
Very
that
rigid.
way. They're like,
Very
yeah,
rigid that way.
exactly. They're like
Hmm.
you have to really put in the effort to learn, because they're like, we will speak in German.
Hmm. Okay. Okay, Bagla, there is one incident which I want to share with you. So this is
Hmm.
something which happened in India, and I want your views on this. So there was a employee in Pune who danced during an office meeting, and this video has gone viral. I've seen this video. She's danced really well, and
Okay.
after she was done dancing during the meeting, her colleagues gave a round of applause. And what I understand is there is no action, no nothing, no reprimand, nothing for her. In fact, the video has gone viral, and people are appreciating this. So
Wow.
my question to you is: have you done anything like this to your workplace by any
No,
chance? But
sadly
I mean,
not.
I was really surprised. I was really surprised this happened in India, and they're chill
Yeah.
about it. I mean, this is fantastic.
Actually, that's
Never
the
thought
surprising part, that
we would
they're chill
learn.
about it.
Hmm. Yeah, I mean,
Yeah.
I'll send you the video. If you want, you should watch it.
Yeah, I
There,
would like
I
to.
think there is a song called "Or Angrez" or something, right? She's danced to that track.
So
Yeah.
like it was a proper
Mhm.
performance for the audience, for the people to see.
Yeah, look at her. These are the couple of pictures from there. She's properly dancing to that track. I mean, this is fantastic.
Yeah.
Amazing. And things are changing slowly, probably.
I really think COVID and this whole online Zoom meeting thing has changed,
Hmm.
has brought in more, I don't know, like
Hmm.
a little bit of casualness to, like
Hmm.
it's not as formalistic anymore, I would say. I don't know. Maybe that's my impression, but
Okay.
I feel like that's
Quite
how
possible. See, anyways, I'm
slightly.
planning to have one episode on corporate experience itself, corporate
Hmm.
culture itself. Let's see when that episode goes on the floor. Meanwhile, we have a comment. A good question, Deepak. I'll give that to you. Do you guys gossip in Hindi?
Man, I miss Hindi in workplace. No, we
Okay.
gossip in German.
No, but I really love your Hindi accent. You know what I'm talking about.
Of course. How can I forget? How can I forget that? And how can you forget? You will never forget that song.
I will never forget that. But yeah, do you guys gossip in Hindi or it doesn't happen
No, no, doesn't.
with the Indian employees over there? Doesn't happen.
No. So like the Indian employee
So do
one
you
is
have like are your Indian colleagues like very grumpy or something, or they are like introverted, something like
no,
that?
not really. I wouldn't say, but like one of them is South Indian. So we're like she's
Okay.
now not working there. Currently, she's on maternity leave. But like since we don't
Okay.
comfortably speak in Hindi with each other, then English we have to,
Okay.
sometimes with
Hmm.
some people it's better. Like she speaks some Hindi and I
Hmm.
speak Kannada, but we don't
Hmm.
automatically
Okay.
speak in that language. So then we speak in English. And then I have another colleague. He's a bit older and he's from Delhi. Like he speaks Hindi, but we don't have
Okay.
a lot to talk about. Like he works in a different
Hmm.
team, so yeah, there's
Hmm.
not much to talk. So sadly,
So
no.
basically, you're missing your team from UI.
Yes, I always every time I'm talking about this, I'm always talking about EY and the team and Mr. Senior
Hmm.
Manager.
Okay. I think you are shooting yourself in the foot by bringing it up. I hope you realize that.
Well, now it's
Okay.
like
There's one more question.
go with it.
Okay. Great. There's one more comment coming in. Did you teach Pirang some Hindi Kali? Wow. What a
Oh,
question. Yeah,
yes.
to you.
I really
And
like that question.
okay.
Yes, we did.
I
Like,
mean, you don't have to get into the Gali. This can be
no,
a
no,
yes or no answer. Hmm.
definitely. I would say I've taught some of my friends a lot of galis, and sometimes when I'm there and
Hmm.
we are walking together and she sees other Indians, she randomly starts like screaming these
Wow.
galis.
Wow.
It's the best
Amazing.
thing. But it's not just me, she's taught me some galis in Spanish as well. So like we are like every time because those are the only things we know in each other's languages. So it's a lot of fun. So that's the fun part of it, of having
But
people
I've
speak.
hmm, nice. So, uh, how difficult do you think German language is in comparison with German and French? Which do you find is a more difficult one?
That's the very interesting question. Normally, I would say people's opinion is that German is more difficult language than French. But in my personal experience,
Okay.
French was more difficult than German. The reason I would
Okay.
say is German is very
Hmm.
closer to English, and
Okay.
and like the language is it's very
Hmm.
logic based, so like, even the words like sometimes they join two different words and they make one word for something else out of it, right? So it's like these two words have different
Okay.
meanings and then it becomes something else. So
Okay.
like I don't know how it might sound funny because I don't know how to explain it, but like for example,
Hmm.
say a glove, okay? Like the word for a
Okay.
glove in German is Handschuhe, which translates to hand shoe.
Okay.
So hand
Fine.
and two comes together
Shoe.
and
Yeah. Hmm.
and that's the German word for glove. So like it's kind of there is some logic or
Okay.
meaning to it
Hmm. Hmm.
because
Okay.
I don't know if I explained it well, but this is what I found easier. Like sometimes if you know some words, like for example, I don't know that much German, right? I'm
You're
not
saying
still at that
German that
level.
was much more easier
Yeah, yeah,
to
yeah,
follow
exactly.
than French. Okay.
Yeah.
Hmm. Okay. Oh, this guy, man. He's making some controversial comments. I don't want to go over there. I don't know what this means. We have some strange audience on the show today. What does this mean? Oh,
I
yeah. This is actually from a Hindi movie, a very old one. You wouldn't know about it. There's a movie called Angur. I think it is from this. Yeah, correct
Which
me if
movie?
I'm wrong. This is from Angur. So there, of course, this is about English, not about German. And Dharmendra asks if do is do, why Geo is not go and not go. What an audience. What an audience. Deepak plus Niharika. Oh my God.
Wow.
Hmm. Yeah. Now I have one more incident on which I need a comment. Okay. Yeah, we are closing in. Yeah. Anyways, this happened in UK. So a family wanted to go on a vacation. So they applied for a passport for their 6-year-old daughter. And this daughter has been named after a GOT character. And because of which they had some trouble processing their passport. Okay. I'll tell you the reason why.
Hmm.
Apparently, okay, first, take a guess which GOT character that girl has been named after. Take a guess.
Uh,
Since you're a
what?
fan of GOT, I'm asking
Khaleesi?
this.
Khaleesi?
Wow. Bingo. First time. Spot on. Brilliant. So she is
Hmm.
actually named Khaleesi and her passport application got stuck. You know the reason? So the parents were wondering what is taking them so long to process the application. So they got in touch with the passport office. The response they got is the the name Khaleesi is apparently patented by Warner Brothers. They need to obtain their permission for this processing. And this is not where the story ends. The parents engaged a lawyer, and the lawyers did some research, and they came to a conclusion that Game of Thrones, these words have been patented, and
Not
Khaleesi as such, there is no patent right. So then they called the passport office back, gave this information, and then they agreed that yes, there was a mix-up, and we will process the application now. I mean, I was in splits when I read this.
yes.
So if people are listening to this, before you name your kids, check for copyright infringement. That can become a big issue later on. Oh my God, what a world we are living in.
Wow.
What is your take
But
on this?
it just surprised me that the passport authority went to the trouble of actually, without confirming that this has been uh,
Patented,
copyrighted
yeah,
by. Yeah.
copyrighted. And they said this is copyrighted by Warner Brothers. And they asked them to get a written consent from Warner Brothers to use this name on the passport.
This is too much, really too
Oh my
much.
God. This has actually happened. This has been reported in mainstream. My God.
Wow.
What a world we are living in. Fantastic. Hmm. Yes. So, Barkha, anything else that you want to share? Anything which the audience wants to ask?
I
Yeah.
think I
Now,
have
somebody is
had.
talking about relevance. Niharika is talking about relevance. The relevance is both of us are GOT fans. That is the relevance. Hope you got your answer.
Yes, I was going to also have a friend's background earlier, so we could have also done that.
Yeah, definitely. Yes, Barkha, if you realize we are almost hitting 1.5 hour mark. So
Oh
maybe
wow. I mean, I've had a lot of fun, Swami.
great. Same here. And I must, say thanks to our audience as well.
Yes.
They have kept things quite interesting, I must say.
I
And
wasn't
deep
expecting this
here. I
much.
mean, yeah, traction, right?
Yeah.
And they have a chat going on at the side of their own. They are deciding where to meet in Bangalore and stuff like that. I'm going through. I'm like, show के बारे में कुछ पूछो. Ask some questions to Barkha. They're going on and on about some other stuff.
Wow. I think that's why they asked me all those questions because you
Hmm.
said ask something to Barkha.
Now Deepak has made one comment. I will readily accept this comment. Movie पे Somi को correct करना is like winning Oscars. Okay. So this is like a double-edged sword. It is also appreciation in the sense,
Yes.
right? And I'll agree. So kal ho na ho, I agree. I was wrong. There is a college scene in that movie. Today I have to go and watch it right after this show because अभी ये बात ego पे आ गई है. So I have to go and watch it immediately after the show. But in the meantime, Barkha, is there anything else you want to share with us about your experience over there? Or the audience, do you have any other questions?
Yeah, I think I
And
have
by the way,
shared
Barkha,
everything.
there is a 6 seconds latency. So whatever you speak, they get to hear about after 6 seconds. So that is how it happens in the live stream. Yeah. So we will have
Oh,
to pause maybe a little bit and
maybe
wait
this
for
was
them
the
to ask
information
questions.
this was the information you should have given me in the beginning. Sorry.
I was going to give it. I was going to give it in the 15-minute span. I hope you
Oh,
realize what happened in 15 minutes.
yes, yes, I did. Okay, that's
I
it's
think
not
our
it's
audience,
not my fault, but yeah, also not yours. So
yeah, it's just fate.
yeah,
But touch wood, after that, things have been buttery smooth.
yes.
Now,
I'm glad.
just for the audience,
Yeah.
just for the audience, just before the show began, we ran into some big technical glitch.
Which
And for 10 minutes, it's like our heart was in our mouth. But
yeah.
somehow we got out of it safe and sound. Okay, let's see if we have any further questions or Barkha, you want to share anything? Think about it. इनका कुछ अलग ही चल रहा है यार इधर चैट बॉक्स में.
I think now they want to switch
Hmm.
to movies. So maybe that is
Yeah, I
something.
already had one episode on movies, and by the way, these two
I
people
watched
did
that.
not turn up for that episode. These two people who are talking about movies did not turn up for that episode. Ah,
Oh. maybe
yeah, Deepak,
maybe
I've
they
seen
want to
Deepak say like
be
100
in the episode.
times. I can go about it. You should have come for the previous episode, Deepak. Hmm. Yeah, Barkha, you're saying something?
No, no, I was saying maybe they want to be on the show about movies.
See, I have no problem getting them. Yeah, I am sure we'll have fun. Only problem is if we get Deepak on the show, he will hijack the entire show. Nobody else will get a chance to speak. That is the only thing I am worried about. Okay, I think Deepak wants to say Barkha. Barkha. I think that is what this is, probably. Because there is no voice modulation in texts. I'm
Yeah.
just speaking for Deepak. Okay, yeah. This is a good question. This comes from Niharika. Is German food better or French? Actually, it's a good question because I don't know even a single dish in German. I do know few French food items. I don't know anything in German.
I mean, I know because I eat German food. I wouldn't say a lot,
What do you
but
think
yeah,
is What do you think is better?
I think because French food is heavily like I'm talking about main course, right? In main course, like the main dishes, I would say I like German food better because French food is
Okay.
heavily, I think, meat based, right?
Hmm. Okay.
So I don't really necessarily eat that much, but then German food,
Hmm.
there's a lot of different things. Like they have a different kind of pasta, and they do have like some fried.
Oh,
It's again meat, but like fried, kind of like fried chicken, but like this. It looks like a steak. It's called. Oh, I
she's
forgot
given
the name.
you food item also, pretzel.
Oh yeah, pretzel. Pretzel is.
Hmm.
I don't like pretzel, but it's like this
Okay.
bread thing, like this ring bread.
Yeah, 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 yeah.
Yeah, yeah. So
Hmm.
pretzels.
So you
Yeah, but I
basically
would
prefer
say
German food
I like
better.
German food.
Okay.
But
Hmm.
I'm sure people will disagree, and because French food is supposed to be fine and really nice as well. So I don't know. This is
Okay, then
my
she's asking, खाते क्या है ये लोग? So what do
ये लोग
Germans eat?
बस ब्रेड ही ब्रेड खाते हैं ये लोग.
Is it? I think even French is predominantly bread, right? They also have a
Yeah,
lot of bread, right?
a lot of bread. I would say bread and
Hmm.
meat, and like Germans eat a lot of
Hmm.
potatoes as well. So that's one of the reasons I
Okay.
like their food. So there's a lot of potatoes there. So
Hmm.
that's
Okay.
nice. And like sausages. I mean meat. If you're
Hmm.
vegetarian, I
Right.
don't think it's interesting for you. But if you eat meat, then yeah.
Hmm. Got it. Yeah, I think meat will be predominant main course for them, right? I think they
Yeah.
have just veggies on the side, some salads and stuff like that.
Yeah,
But
exactly.
predominantly it is meat based. Hmm. Okay. Okay. Yes, Barkha, do you have anything else which you want to share or say?
I think I'm good. I shared pretty much everything that was on my mind, and I'm just looking at the comments. Deepak says vegetarian के लिए क्या
Deepak
है?
says vegetarians
आलू,
के लिए क्या?
आलू or salad?
तुम्हारे लिए you have tomatoes, cucumber, onions. Option I'm in
आलू.
the same category, but I'm slightly better because I don't crib. Okay, whatever veg food I get, I have it. But Deepak is slightly in a different category, you know.
Hmm.
Anyways, I don't want to delve too much on that because then a lot of stuff will come out. But yeah, Deepak is a little crib master when it comes to food. So yeah, Niharika saying specifically Jain food for Deepak. Oh my god. You guys do one thing, you guys call each other and you have a chat.
Yeah.
This audience, man, seriously. इनका कुछ अलग ही चल रहा है. Hmm. Okay, Barkha. So I think we have hit 1.5 hour mark.
Yes. Yes, we have.
Yes, it was really a pleasure having you on the show. And I must really appreciate the audience also for keeping the show very lively. I have one small request. Can you tell me how to say goodbye in German? That is how I'm planning to end the show.
You want the formal way, or no? You should say the informal way to say bye is choose.
Okay. I'm
I
sorry, I
knew this.
couldn't.
You have to say it, Swami.
I will. But there is one question which is coming here. Your first client in German. Okay, I think Deepak has some hidden agenda here. Deepak has some hidden agenda, if I'm not wrong.
That's why
I think Barkha, you
he was
sense it.
so participative.
Oh wow. That was a good one. That was a good jab at Deepak. That is what he was
Badna.
hoping. He's already started crying. He's saying Badnam and all that. Typical Deepak. So Barkha, you can connect with Deepak offline if you want to get
Yes,
into this territory.
I
Yeah.
shall.
Now I have to say, unfortunately. Okay, what is the other way of saying goodbye?
Other way, the formal way is auf Wiedersehen.
Sorry, what?
That's it. That's what I said. It's okay. Auf,
Off
auf Wiedersehen.
with us then.
Yeah, auf Wiedersehen.
Okay, guys. So off with us then.
I thought you're going to do the informal one. You should say choose.
Okay. Choose.
Thank you,
Guys.
Swami. It
That's
was
it from our
really,
side.
really fun being here.
Great. I'm really glad you enjoyed it. So Barkha,
Yes.
take care. Hope to
You
see you
too.
again back on the show, maybe with some other topic.
Yes. And
Oh
thank you
God. If
to
we have
the
Vishwas,
audience.
can we have 2 minutes more, Barkha?
What? Yeah. You want to have 2 more minutes?
Can we have 2 minutes more?
Yeah, sure. What happened?
Because Vishwas has brought up that topic. Now, Jurgen Klopp, you wouldn't know.
No.
He is a football manager from Germany.
Okay.
So one question I forgot to ask you: have you gone to watch even a single football?
No.
I know you're not a fan, but still, have you gone for a single football game being there?
No. Not in the stadium itself. I watched some of the matches.
God. Okay, let me put things in perspective for you. Okay, if a
Yes.
person like me has to come and watch football there, I have to
Hmm.
spend shitloads of money. I need to get Schengen visa and whatnot. All you have to do, Barkha, is take a metro ride.
I still have to
So
get the ticket.
put things in perspective. Oh God, I know now. I will keep expressing my disbelief. You'll be like,
Yes.
yeah, whatever. So I
How?
know where
Why?
this is
Why
going.
have you not watched a single match? Because I do not like football.
I know that's what I'm saying. So I'll keep expressing my disbelief. You'll be like, yeah, whatever. So we know where this is going to head. But thank you, Vishwas, for bringing it up. I had thought of bringing it up, but somehow skipped my mind. So thank you so much for that. NS
Thank
people. So choose.
you.
Bye, guys.